Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be showing you guys today this super cute hairstyle with the dramatic edges. I feel like this has been trending, the more molded type edges, and this cute wand curl style on this wig. This will be a full tutorial step by step beginning to end, so make sure to keep on watching for the full thing. And I'm going to be dropping tips on how I get salon results at home, of course. So the wig is from Arabella Hair. This is a loose wave 13x4 frontal. It comes pre-plucked, pre-bleached, and ready to wear, basically. 180% density. I have the 24-inch one. I can't talk today. I have the 24-inch one in the natural black color, and it is $279 as of today, the day of this video. And I really like this wig. This is one of my favorite wigs that I've ever received. Like, I would say it's in my top 5. The texture is really nice. It's a really full wig. I like the curl pattern on the wig. It's not like a normal wave. It's different. I had a wig like this one time before, a really long time ago, from another brand, but I really enjoyed this wig, and I love how the wigs become already bleached these days. It comes pre-plucked really well. I did not add anything to it other than just a little bit of plucking where I pulled out some hair later on in the video, and you guys will see that. And it also came constructed really well with an elastic band on the inside. So this will be somewhat chaotic, but baby girl's in the back while I'm doing my wig. She'll be in and out of this video. So beginning off, I like to oil my scalp. Y'all, please do not come for me in these old ass braids. They are like 2 months old, but I'm just gonna keep going because I hate braiding my hair down. And I'm just going to go ahead and slick my edges back. I'm using a braid gel to slick my edges back, and I also like to do it in the back on the new growth that just comes out of the braids, because it makes me feel like I have a fresh install when I do that. And I'm just taking my brush and slicking everything back before I go ahead and put that wig cap on. Make sure you clean your skin before you do your wig cap, because it just helps it adhere a little better. I've been using HD wig caps. This is just one that came in the box with the wig, and then cutting out my ear tabs to make sure the wig is laying flat. I don't like to cut it too much because then you'll have 2 big holes and then it will run around the ear. So just 2 small holes and stretch it out. I'm using the red Eben spray can. This is the active one to do my ball cap. I feel like this is better than glue. I've been doing this more lately. It gets it a lot flatter, and I think the makeup blends a little bit better in my opinion. And I personally don't like the way that glue feels. It's really gummy. I'll go back and forth between glue and spray, but I prefer having my hair sprayed on. I take my blow dryer on like medium heat and just blow dry everything until it's dry. I'll go back between medium and the cold, but if you're trying to go fast, use like a warm setting. And I also like to use the Red by Kiss or Kiss by Red, I don't know which order, medium brown lace tint spray. This is my exact skin color. It matches perfectly, and so this just makes it easy. You can use makeup, but I like to use this right here. They have 3 different shades. And then I proceed to cut my ear tabs and ball cap off. So I like to cut the middle of the wig cap and then go on to the sides. I just think that it goes smoother. That's how I like to do it. It doesn't really matter what order you do it in, but you know, I think that it does pretty well that way. That's my routine. I do it the same way every single time. And then I take some of that same Eben spray and spray it on my comb and just use that to mold down the edges of the wig cap. You can use the edge of the comb or your fingers, just because you don't want to use too much. It will get crunchy. Just a little tip, it will get crunchy. That's the only downside to using the Eben spray. But again, a little bit at a time, because it will also roll back that wig cap and you don't want to do that. So I just take the end metal part of the comb and the blow dryer on the cool setting. I don't want the warm setting because it will make the wig sticky, the wig cap sticky from the spray. So just cool setting, melt that down until it's all the way staying in place, and then I go back in with a little bit more spray to just have it all come together. And using that same spray, I'm spraying it on the inside of my wig, not too much, because I will go back in when I'm done with the install and add more on top. So just enough to where the parting space is covered with color. When you first put your wig on, you want to make sure that you're lining everything up so it's in the correct place. Placement is key, so make sure you're placing your wig in the correct spot. On what part of your forehead does it need to stop? All of that matters, because there's nothing like having too much glue residue. It's super annoying. And I also like to take my spray and just spray my hairline back, get everything out of the way. This is how you get a clean install, making sure you don't have any flyaways and things like that. I would say my head is on like the medium big side, so I like this wig cap. I think that it fits pretty good. I actually love the way they make their wigs. This is a dome style cap, but it's almost too small. It fits, but it's almost too small. Okay, so if you have a big head like me, then just know that you may need to size up in a wig cap or request a larger one. But I did have to cut into the way that it's made a little bit, because it's not made like a normal wig. It's made more like a custom wig. And then I cut my ear tabs out and created that space. My hairline is low, so I went ahead and just cut out a little bit of that hair in the middle, so it's not so far on my forehead. And then I will go in and just touch up the plucking, so it all goes together really smoothly and really well, and it won't look like I cut anything off. This part is really important, so you're matching your wig up with your hairline as much as possible. If you're a beginner, you can obviously skip this step, but if you are a little bit more advanced, you may care about making sure your hairline actually matches. I am like one of those people who like my wig hairlines to match my real hairline. I think it looks more realistic, so that is a step that I don't like skipping. And then I am going to be spraying this wig down today with the even lace bond spray instead of gluing this wig down. I have not been feeling the glue vibes lately. So this is how you spray a wig on really easily. You're going to take section by section, spray some lace spray, get your blow dryer on the cool setting, and just use your comb and just press it down. You can also use your hands and press the lace down into the glue. And I just do it like section by section, one in the middle, two on the sides, on both sides, and use my hair dryer on cool and just continue to blow dry that until everything is completely dry. Once everything is dry, it doesn't take long at all. I'm going in section by section. I'm using my scissors to make 3 separate sections of lace, and then my razor, my eyebrow razor, on the very tip. I'm not using the whole razor, just the very tip of that razor, and I'm cutting the lace off just like that. It helps to give you a more jagged motion, also helps you to get really close to the lace. I go back and forth between using a razor and using scissors. I feel like with scissors you have more control, but the razor is really precise, so be careful. I'm clumsy, so I will cut myself, so if you're anything like me, just be careful and just take your time when you're using the razor. And then I'm going back in with a little bit of spray on my finger, tapping the lace and cool setting on that blow dryer to make sure that the lace is completely laid down. When you cut your lace off, sometimes the edges lift up a little bit, so this is just going to give you a more seamless look. You can spray it down or you can use your finger. Just don't use too much, because again, you don't want your lace crusty. If you're using glue, you can take the glue on your hand, tap your comb or whatever you're choosing to use to spray your glue right up underneath that lace, and this is going to be your touch-up part, where if the lace doesn't lay down or it's not in any glue, you're going back in and touching it up to make sure everything is completely laid down. This is what I was talking about earlier. I'm taking that same lace tint spray and spraying it on a makeup brush, and I'm using it to just tap in where I feel like it needs a little bit more makeup to be seamless. I don't need a lot of this. It melts perfectly, and again, it's just like touching up. You can take your makeup and touch up at this point in time. Using my tweezers to tweeze a little bit of that middle parting space out where I pulled the extra hairs out. I wanted to look as natural as possible and just blend with the rest of the hairline, since the wig did come pre-plucked. This is a step you can skip if you don't have to pull hairs out, or if your wig just came pre-plucked. really good, or you plucked your own wig, you can skip this step. But yeah, I felt like it's necessary. It just blends a little bit more. And excuse me, I am making a TikTok. If you're not following me on Instagram and TikTok, go follow me. Same name, Alicia Corinne. I post on TikTok and Instagram a lot more than YouTube. I'm trying to get back in my YouTube groove. It's been a minute, but if you're not following me, again, go follow me for the short content, okay? So for the edges, we are doing dramatic edges. I love this. I feel like the Florida girls are really the ones who started this. If not, don't come for me. But I feel like I see a lot of Florida stylists doing this the most, where they're doing dramatic edges. So at first, I didn't know what kind of edges I wanted to do, so I'm kind of sectioning off as if I was only going to do 3, but I ended up changing my mind, and I'm just sectioning off a little bit of hair here, just to where you feel like it's the thinning of the hairline is no longer, like, you're parting out the hair to where it's been plucked at, and then as soon as it on the other side, if it looks like it's full, you've pulled out enough hair. Basically, you don't want to have to pluck out too much hairs. You should have a thin section of hair, 1 on both sides of the ears, and then 2 around the temple if you want just 4 like that. But if you want to do a lot like I'm doing, you're going to section out a whole line, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. So I decided to go ahead and start plucking some of this section because it seemed a little thicker than I needed it to be before I went in and cut. I like to cut my edges on a diagonal, so down front shorter than the end, and right above the eyebrow is the sweet spot. I feel like this is perfect for everybody, unless you have a big forehead, then maybe leave like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of edge. You don't want to cut too short. You can always go in and cut more if it's too long, but never cut too short. You cannot get hair back, okay? You can cut more hair off, you cannot get hair back. After I cut my edges, I go ahead and use my hot comb to hot comb the hairs beyond the edges back. Right behind the edges is where I'm hot combing, so it can look nice and clean. I feel like this is what gives it the salon look, is making sure that you're doing really clean work and always touching up as you go. I like to hot comb my edges down. That's optional if you're scared to do that. You don't want to burn yourself. Just put your edge band on and lay them down with a little bit of light hairspray, and then take your band off, and that will do the same thing. But this kind of just defeats that step, so you don't have to do it. At this point is when I decided, okay, I want to do more dramatic edges. So I pulled out a thin line of hair. This is what I mean when I say I'm pulling out enough hair to that is plucked. Anything that is not plucked is not getting pulled down into that section. I will not be cutting on a diagonal here because it doesn't apply. Only on the sides and on the ear tabs am I cutting on a diagonal. In the middle, I'm cutting pretty much straight across. I'm just using a razor so I can get like a zigzag, not like, you know, a line of demarcation. So I'm using probably about 1/2 inch of hair to 1 inch. Again, you could cut it shorter if you need to cut it shorter, but I just start off here. I've been doing my hair a long time, so I know like pretty much my sweet spot there. So again, for the edges, I just think to myself, 2 temple edges on both sides of the eyebrows, 1 on each side, 1 in the middle, and then 2 sideburns. That's how I do dramatic edges. These make your lace and your wig application last a lot longer because it's something actually holding it down other than just the lace. Edges just make your install last longer. There's just something about it. And dramatic edges help it even more because you have more hair that's on the other side of the lace laying it down other than just lace, you know. It's like extra protection. I'm using Gorilla Snot to do my edges today. I haven't used this in a long time. I used to do my edges with Gorilla Snot, but I stopped because it can be really messy. I have not found anything else that works like this. That will give you these type of edges. So that's my 2 cents about that. Yeah, I think Gorilla Snot is just good for that. And you're just going to be swooping in a C-like shape, C-like motion. Dramatic edges is a bit much if you're a beginner. You definitely need to practice this, but if you've been doing your wig installs for a minute, then this would be something that I would say go ahead and try out. It's really cute. And then the last part that we're going to be doing in this process is just pulling out those extra hairs that are just sitting on your forehead. I use my tweezers for this. This is what I call cleaning up. So just the random stray hairs that are sitting on my forehead that are not in my edges or just got stuck to my hairline due to like excess product is what I'm pulling off. This is a really important part to me. When I started doing this, I felt like my edges looked a lot cleaner. And then that's pretty much it for those. The hairstyle is almost done. This hair is in a loose wave type texture, so it's the perfect hair to do wand curls on. It already looked like wand curls to me, so I did go back in and just add a few to freshen it up so it wasn't frizzy. And I'll do a really more in-depth tutorial on these dramatic edges. If y'all like them, just leave me a comment down below and I will include a step-by-step on those, because I cut out certain parts of that. I didn't really do each little bit of hair. I just took small sections in random places and just did curls everywhere to touch up, because I wanted it to look a little bit more fresh. Right or wrong way to do this, you can style the hair however you want, but I feel like the wand curls are perfect for the texture of the hair. This wig is 180% density, but it was really full. I personally only like 180% density and up, because 150 is just way too thin unless you're wearing a bob. It's perfect for me. I like big hair, and it came out really, really cute. I actually am surprised. I have not done a frontal wig in a minute, nor have I done dramatic edges in a minute. And you know, sometimes you just have to try something to make sure you can still do it. This was one of those moments. I got so frustrated doing these edges. Believe me, it's not on camera, but believe me, I did get frustrated. So take your time. Don't beat yourself up, and you will have good results in the end. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave me comments below, or anything you want me to touch on, I will put in my next video. Make sure to interact with this video. Follow me on social media, y'all. I know it's been a while. I'm going to try to start posting more on YouTube again, not just hair content, but like home and hair, because that's pretty much what I have evolved into. And yeah, let me know what y'all think of this install. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of the video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. This is definitely my favorite hair. It's like top 5, and it's not 5. Like the curl pattern with the wand curls, it just eats. Love, 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 love this hair.